conversation with Narain Karthikeyan, and what a great day it is. I know it's getting a little warm, but it's also warming up the whole road to the F1 in the India story, which is really what everybody's so looking forward to. Matter of days now. Narain Karthikeyan, this is the sport you always wanted to get into. What is it that it does to you?
I mean, obviously it's such a thrilling sport. You know, my whole life revolves around speed, and I guess I have the best job in the world, no doubt about that. But yeah, of course, you know, Formula One is huge. You know, it's been in other countries in Europe and in many of the South American countries, it's been popular for a long time. So in India, it's just getting here. So one hopes that it's going to be as big as the other parts of the world.
You know, there's so many Indian CEOs who are hooked onto it. They fly by Abu Dhabi, Singapore, and they're glad to now fly into Delhi. Which ones have you met along the way? I'm guessing Singapore is a hot spot when they would have had a chance to get a sliver of your time.
Yeah, I met a lot of them. You know, Mr. Deepak Parekh is a big fan of Formula One. Mr. Ratan Tata has been to a few Formula One races and so on. So that is from the top level as well. There's a lot of interest being shown towards the sport.
Yeah.
So all this helps for drivers like me in the long term, I guess.
Well, I suppose it does. As a sportsman, was it at any point you felt that you wanted to have a business edge to yourself, because it's so integrally sort of connected, right? Because at every point, not only do you need sponsors, you also want to build your own brand to eventually move into the sport that you yourself are.
Right, I'm in a very good position that way. You know, so somebody talks about Formula One racing in India, obviously my name comes up. So I have to, when I retire, I probably will capitalize on that and do something in regards with automobiles or motorsport.
I like the way you said, when I retire, as if that is going to be a reality soon.
No, I think I still have a few years in Formula One, 3-4 years maybe, and after that I haven't even decided what I'm going to do after that.
What stage of the whole F1 story is the world today at? I mean, you know, in the post-Schumacher era in many ways, to the new ones who are now racing up in a big way, and then your own comeback. Where do you see all of this play out?
I think Formula One right now is it's very exciting times in Formula One. The championship has been watched, I think, by the most audience this year in 2011. So, I mean, it creates a huge buzz wherever it goes. Creates a lot of exposure. So, I think I'm, as you said, I planned my comeback obviously for the Indian Grand Prix and so on.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully it'll work in the long term, 2012 and beyond. So it couldn't be a better time to come back into the sport for me, for personally.
Absolutely, and being India's mascot would be obviously the biggest piece in the whole thing. I'd just be curious, since you are sort of so familiar with what's happening in the rest of the world, and you know, sponsors get affected. Has the global crisis in many ways hurt the whole F1 thing? Has it at all?
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, 4 automobile manufacturers have pulled out of F1. So yeah, things are not easy, but it still keeps you know, the buzz going. So eventually you do see corporates that are coming into Formula One in a big way at this point of time as well. So I would say Formula One is in a good position right now. So that's where it is.
That's where it is. Other sport that you like watching? I know everybody's always watching you. You're often the center of attraction. But there must be stuff that you like watching because it drives you beyond F1.
Yeah, I love to play tennis. I never get the time. Today is the first time I played golf. I'll stick with racing.
But I managed to get you on the show to hit a few shots. I guess that's an achievement for me too.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe not those. We shouldn't show those shots on TV.
Well, I suppose it's the need for speed, and people are so used to seeing you in those cars. Tell me a little bit about the car that you're going to drive during the Indian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I drive for HRT, Spanish team. Very small team. I think it has the smallest budget on the Formula One grid. So for us, the expectations are, the realistic expectation would be to finish the race. and to compete with the likes of McLaren or Ferrari is just beyond us. So, for an average fan, if they see the Hispania car in, I don't know, 15th, 16th, 17th place, I think they shouldn't be disappointed, because for me personally, it's a historic and a symbolic moment to be racing here, and hopefully things will change, and I can possibly drive for a better team next year. Who knows?
Who knows, and why not? What has been your favorite moment in F1 racing in the career that you've had? And you started pretty young, right, as a teenager?
I think possibly the biggest day obviously is going to be on the 28th. The first few laps on the Indian Grand Prix, on the Indian circuit, is going to be phenomenal, with everybody cheering you on, and it's going to be very emotional as well. I worked extremely hard to get here, and I never really thought it's going to happen, but in 2 years things changed quickly, and the Grand Prix is around the corner now. So I'm very excited about that. But the biggest moment is obviously, my debut in 2005 thus far.
Yes, and 2005 really changed it for you. Well, what would your message be to all the CEOs who are watching you? Because all these CEOs are sort of hooked on to the whole F1 story more than just being as a part of the crowd, but because they're sort of following it for days and years.
Indian companies want to go global, and Formula One gives it phenomenal exposure. And the interest levels in India with the Formula One driver there, so is huge as well. So they get both sides covered, and they should look at the sport. It's a glamorous sport. It has a lot of technology involved, so it has all the right ingredients. As I told you earlier, cricket is a cluttered place right now. Too many sponsors, and so if you want something unique, I think this is a good place to try your hand at. Yeah, for sure. I believe in myself. I have the will to succeed. That's why I'm here today. And winning a race is not too far beyond me, I don't think. I've done it in other series where cars are equal, so Formula One is the same.